with graphical analysis like this, the easier it's going to be for you later on when we start doing data analysis and probability and things like that, to look at a graph and understand what the graph is showing you. So once again, here's y equals x plus 8 over 3. That looks a lot like the equation I'm asking you to solve, doesn't it? 0 equals x plus 8 over 3. They look very similar, don't they? Oh, goodness. Hello, cart. They look very similar, don't they? The right-hand side looks exactly the same. What's the difference over here? Right. What's 0?
Y.
Y is 0. Where is y 0? Y is 0 on the x-axis. So mentally you just go, oh, well that means we just have to have this. Is x equal 4?
No.
Is x equal 4? Well, why not? Y equals 0 at 4. Y equals 0 at 4.
How about it's an intersection line?
Oh, but hang on. What does if you got if y equals 0 and x equals 4, y also has to be 0 on the other line at x equals 4. When x equals 4, what's y up here? Oh crap, it's positive 4. It has to be 0 on both places for that to be true. It has to be 0 here, and it's got to be 0 here. So keep on going. How about here? Is that good? Nope, not 0 yet. How about here? Nope. Where? Boom! Right there is where y equals 0, not just on the horizontal axis, but also on that diagonal. So the solution to the equation 0 equals x plus 8 over 3 is x equals? Negative 8. It's hard to see up here. I think it's easier to see on your handout than it is on my screen. The screen kind of gets a little bit washed out. Can you solve this manually by multiplying by 3 and subtracting 8 from both sides of the equation? If you're sick of this, if you want to go like the hell with this, I hate this graph, could you forget the graph and solve it manually? Of course you can. Of course you can. I'm trying to show you graphical analysis is a great way of solving equations, especially if the equations get either A, too cumbersome for you to solve, or B, you just don't want to solve them that way, which could also be because they're too cumbersome. It could be the same thing, actually. Good. Good. Look at the next one. X plus 8 over 3 equals 6. Right. It was, wasn't it? Negative 8, yep. We're doing it more verbally now than sketching them all out. So now, we want this. How is this like the question we just did? How is it like the question? I know it's different. We'll get the different part in a second. How is it like the question we just did?
Is 6 still equal to y? I don't know if
That's a great question. Let's answer that question. Remember how when this was 0, 0 was occupying the place y occupied in this equation? Is 6 now occupying that place?
Yes.
Yeah.
It absolutely is. The right-hand side is the x part, and the left-hand side is the y part. So are we going to be focused on this part of the graph anymore?
No.
Why not? Because that's where 0 is. We want y to be equal to 6. So where's y equal to 6? Up here, yes? So we're going to do the exact same thing, but we're going to bring it up here. How about right there?
No.
No.
No, how come?
It's not intersecting.
It's not intersecting yet. When y equals 6 here, that looks like x equals 7, right? But when x equals 7 here, it's at 5. It's not there yet. We have to go until they intersect, which appears to be right there. Which appears to be right there. And what's x out there?
10.
Looks like x is 10. So if x is 10, this equation is true. If x is 10, that equation is true. If x is anything else, that equation is not true. So the solution to this equation is x equals 10. Boom. You don't need to always do mathematics and quotes in the traditional way. If you've got graphs like this, this is a big part of algebra and also statistics, is being able to interpret what a graph is showing you. Being able to interpret what a graph is showing you. Good. Ask me questions right now. Ask me questions right now before we go to the next line. Let's get some questions.
I'm confused with the next set.
Oh, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. But ask me questions right now about that particular. Before we go on. Making sense? Ish? Getting there. Getting there-ish. Okay, good. Next bit. X plus 8 over 3 equals negative 2 times quantity x plus 1. Now, if you look at that, it's like, wait, but that's like a bastardization of both of these things, yes? I see a little bit of the first one and a little bit of the second one.